Hi, this is Dave Pokorny. I am here with Clark Lewis of Roustabout Theater, and we're going to talk a little bit about the theater here at Wells Fargo Center. Clark, welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Why don't you tell me a little bit about how long you've been at the Roustabout here and what is the focus of your theater?
Great. We've been here about 3 years as the resident theater company at Wells Fargo Center. We've been really thrilled to be here. It's been a really good partnership for us to work with them. Because partly what happens for us is that we have two really main ideas that happen. One is that we're a training program for young adults, so 10, 11 to 21, depends on the show, sort of what the age is. We bring them in and we train them, and we have classes for them in singing and acting and dancing and voice and speech and comedy. And then we also go into rehearsal with them. So we surround the rehearsals with a lot of work, not only in the show, but also in classes that we're trying to train as well. And then we put them in a really professional situation at the end. So we have union techs that come in that work for the house here, and we have designers that come in and do the shows for us. So we try to give them as sort of intensive, as rigorous a process as we can to show them what's going to happen when they get out, and also just to sort of train them in terms of the responsibility and the benefits of sort of taking on that responsibility to do a show. And then the other part of it is the professional side that we bring in. So we bring in people that we know or that we've worked with to come in. Sometimes they come and do concerts for us or do work for us here. And also we really try to make sure that they come in and do a master class so that we have a fusion of the professional side and the apprentice side. And so those apprentices get to see and work with people that are making their daily living, working in the theater, either the composers or actors. We've had a Tony Award-winning composer, Jason Robert Brown, came in, did something for us. We had an Obie Award-winning actor, Martin Moran, come in and do something for us. We had the composer, Jake Heggie, came in and work with our kids. So we have casting directors that come in, sort of national casting directors for big regional houses that come in and work with the kids and talk to them. So we try to make sure that interface is really happening, and that's really the biggest thing that we're trying to do, is interface the professional and the apprentice part with that. And that's why we think that being here in the Wells Fargo, it's a really nice place for us, because they also have a strong educational program and professional, clearly, people that come in across the hall and work. So it's great.
Will they find it on the Wells Fargo website, or do you have your own website?
So both. There's a link on the Wells Fargo website. We're part of the resident company, so if you go in there and look there, always the shows that we're doing in here are always on their events calendar as well. And then we have our own roustabout-theater.org, where you can go to, and all the information clearly about us is on there as well.
Where did the name Roustabout come from?
We were just looking for an interesting name that we liked, and it was something, I guess, that kind of occurred to me. I liked the idea of the fact that roustabouts are typically known as the guys who get in and sort of do the heavy lifting and do the hard work and make it possible for the other things to happen. And so it was that idea of the hard work underneath the facade that we liked, and so that's how we put it together and just like the name.
Great. So tell me a little bit about you. I know I read that you're trained at Juilliard. Is that correct?
Right.
Tell me a little more about you.
Yeah, I got my master's at Juilliard in choral conducting. So I did that. I worked in the city for a while, and then I started working as an actor on a fluke. Why not? And so I got an agent and started going out and working and sort of up and down the East Coast a bit. And I realized that I really liked coaching. I worked with a lot of actors that were in classes with me, and they liked working with me and sort of asked me to coach them and help them on stuff. So I started doing that as a career as well, and I liked. For me, it was a better fit, just in terms of lifestyle and what I wanted to do and the kind of things that I wanted to get done. So I started doing that and directing more, moved to LA. A lot of my friends were going, and so we all sort of went there, and I continued my coaching career there before we moved up here. So yeah, it's been a really nice way to interface both the directing part of my career and the coaching, teaching part of the career too.
I read that Academy Award-winning actress Marissa Tomei said that you bring out the best in people. Do you actually know her, or is she just talking behind your back? She's known to do that. Mostly really nice things.
Yeah, I keep telling her not to do that. But yeah. Actually, I do know her. We worked together for quite a few years. Actually, we were both sort of coming up at the same time. We ended up in different places, obviously, but it was really nice as we were there. We worked together in New York and in LA, and I coached her for several of the sort of things that she was doing, both theater things and also film things. She would come in and we would work together.
So do you teach here also at the Roustabout yourself?
Right, yeah. Right. So I teach some of the classes. I teach some of the acting classes that are going on here, but we bring in choreographers to teach the dance classes that we do, and we have a voice and speech person that comes in that worked at ACT, that that got his degree there, and then we also have people that are coming in sort of from around the different theaters and different backgrounds that come in that sort of know the stuff on a really deep level. They can come in and know a little better than I do, sort of to go deeply into those things.
But your background is mostly in music, and it evolved into acting? Or,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was really a musician first, and that's how I did all that stuff, and which is partly why the focus at the moment for us is really musical theater, because my strengths sort of combine in that area. We're also looking at opening the company up so we can include straight theater as well, and doing some other things, and there's some things that we're looking at doing the next year or so to open that up as well. But musical theater was the easy place for us to start because I had a lot of contacts in that area, and I also my experience and my background is in that.